now we are going to study the theory of pyrometallurgy. On the basis, now what is pyrometallurgy? First we'll see. Pyrometallurgy, as we have already discussed, it is the method or the process of reduction of metal oxide by means of any other chemical substance to obtain metals. So this is known as pyrometallurgy. Under this pyrometallurgy, we will see how the thermodynamic principle and Ellingham diagram plays important role to understand the reduction. Now, reduction process means extracting of metal from its oxide ore by using carbon and its form like coke, carbon and carbon monoxide. This process of extraction of metal from their oxide by using carbon is known as smelting. Now, we will see how thermodynamics help in it. So, when the metal oxide is treated with carbon, I have written this whole reaction in two steps. In first step, what happens? Metal oxide decomposed to form metal and oxygen. And then there is one reducing agent, that is a carbon, which reacts with this liberating oxygen and forms carbon monoxide. As you know, you have studied in the lower classes, removal of oxygen means reduction. Addition of oxygen means oxidation. So the redox reaction has taken place here. Now, in this reaction process, the total combining of two, that is delta G, Gibbs free energy, if you will see the Gibbs free energy of combining two, it should be always in a negative form. Now, how it is coming to be negative? It is because of this reducing agent carbon. Carbon, which is the reducing agent, helps in giving the delta G to in a large negative value. It gives very large negative value. Suppose the first reaction is having low negative value and this large negative value, or sometimes positive also, these then combine together because of the large negative value of delta G by the carbon. The overall reaction becomes negative and the reaction is feasible. Now, with the help of this Ellingham diagram, I am going to explain you something, that is how this Ellingham diagram helps in reduction. See children, here this side is delta G having the negative value. You will come across one point that all these metal is reacting with oxide, metal oxides are forming, but those metal oxides which is having more negative value can reduce the another which is having less negative value. So in this, like magnesium is having very high negative value delta G, it can reduce aluminium which is having lesser than this. Aluminium can reduce silicon. Like this, aluminium can also reduce iron. Iron is much lesser. So in this way, this Ellingham diagram helps to know which substance can reduce the another substance. The same thing I have mentioned here also. From Ellingham diagram, at any temperature, whatever temperature is there, any element can reduce the oxides of another element which lie above it in the Ellingham diagram. And the reason again, the delta G for the combined reaction is always negative. That means when you will combine the two, suppose zinc is reducing this carbon monoxide, or you can, best example to take is this one. Magnesium is reducing aluminium, and the difference you will find, you will get always a negative value. So this is the reason why lower element, the graph where the high negative value is there of delta G reduces the other one which is just lying above it. Now the next point which we'll see in this, greater the difference, easier is the reduction. That is magnesium and iron. If you see magnesium and iron, greater difference of delta G will be there. That means magnesium can reduce iron from this iron oxide very easily as compared to magnesium and aluminium. Here you can see very nicely, you can see magnesium can reduce aluminium oxide, zinc oxide, iron oxide, copper oxide. Similarly, aluminium can reduce zinc oxide, iron oxide, copper oxide. Zinc can reduce iron and copper. Iron can reduce copper, but copper cannot reduce another because it lies very above. It is in a higher upper position as compared to the other elements. It is not shown in this. You can see in your own, I think this set. There it is given. Okay. Now we will see the effect of delta G, effect of this Gibbs free energy on reduction process. How the temperature effect. Temperature effect we'll see. Reduction is always possible at higher temperature. As we increase the temperature, you can see as the temperature is increasing, the delta G is becoming less and less, isn't it? So this temperature affects very much affects in undergoing the reduction process. That will first we will see the theory, then I will show you with the Ellingham diagram. In a Ellingham diagram, it is indicated by the intersection of the two curves where delta G is always 0. You can see this point. This when this magnesium oxide, when magnesium reacts with oxygen, magnesium oxide is formed. This graph is going up, and another graph of aluminium is cutting the magnesium graph. This point of intersection of the two graph is represented by A. Here I have not mentioned, but it is you can write down here. This is the temperature. This temperature, what is it will come here? That is 1623 Kelvin. This temperature is the place where delta G is 0. No, but then what this helps in finding out which substance is reducing the another. If delta G below this temperature, magnesium is magnesium is more stable, and above this temperature, aluminium is more stable. So magnesium, which is more stable, will reduce the another one. Below this temperature, magnesium stable, so magnesium will reduce the aluminium, and above this temperature, aluminium is stable, so aluminium will reduce the magnesium. In this way, Ellingham diagram helps to understand the which substance can reduce the another substance. One element reduces the another element.